The three pieces of advice. On a mountain, a poor farmer and his wife were struggling to survive. So, the farmer decided to leave home to find a better job. Before setting off, he told his wife, "I may be gone for a long time, but I will always remain faithful to you. Could you promise me the same?" "Yes, I will wait for you and always be faithful to you," said the wife as they embraced. After many days of walking, the man came to a small town and found a job. He asked his boss to save all of his wages until he was ready to return home. And his boss agreed. 20 years later, the man told his boss, "It's time for me to leave. Please give me the money that I've earned." The boss said, "You've worked hard and earned a large sum of money. However, I want to make you an offer. You'll take the money, or I will give you 3 pieces of advice. You can only have one or the other. Think it over before giving me an answer." The man pondered it for 2 days, then told his boss, "I've decided not to take the money. Please give me the 3 pieces of advice." The boss smiled. "Firstly, don't take any shortcuts in life as it can be very costly and may even end your life. Secondly, don't be overly curious. Curiosity and evil will be your end. And finally, never make a decision when you are angry or hurt, or you will suffer endless regret." The boss then gave him 3 loaves of bread and said, "The first 2 loaves are for your journey, and the third one is for when you return home." The man thanked the boss and set off. On the first day he met a traveler asking him where he was heading. The man replied, "I'm going home after 20 years of laboring. I have to walk on this road for 20 days. The stranger said, "I'll show you a shortcut which is much quicker, and only takes you 5 days. So, the man took the shortcut. But suddenly, he remembered the first piece of advice, and turned around to continue on the long road. He thus avoided an ambush. At night he came to a village, and asked if he could stay in a shack for the night. While he was sleeping, a loud roar woke him up. Curious, he jumped to his feet and almost opened the door, but then he remembered the second piece of advice and went back to sleep. The following morning, the owner told him, "A tiger sometimes comes into our village at night. Everyone keeps their doors locked. I am glad you were safe in the shack." After 20 weary days and nights, the man made it home. It was evening. There was a light in the window. Filled with joyful anticipation, he walked to the window. But his joy turned to shock and anger when he saw his wife embracing another man. Hatred filled his heart and he wanted to confront and kill them both. But then he remembered the third piece of advice and restrained himself. That night he stayed in the shed. When the sun rose, he had calmed down and thought, "I will ask my boss for my job back and will not kill my wife and her lover. But before I leave, I must tell her that I remained faithful all this time." He knocked on the door, and when she opened it, she rushed into his arms, but he harshly pushed her away and tearfully said, "I have remained faithful to you all these years, but you betrayed me." "No, I didn't. I saw you with a man last night," the man said. "He is our son. I was pregnant when you left, and our boy turned 20 today." And with that, they joyfully hugged. Then the 3 sat down to share the last loaf of bread together. When the man broke the bread, he found that his boss placed in it the money he earned over 20 years,